flat.
She's gonna
We
be
kicked
like,
on right as you said Rogue was very flat. Congratulations. Now the internet knows. They know your opinions.
playing as Sabrina Carpenter in Fortnite is gonna be like playing as Oddjob in GoldenEye, because she's gonna be shorter than everyone.
No, she
That's
won't.
right.
If they made Toph taller, they were gonna make her taller.
Yeah, everybody has to be the same height because they only have one body type they work from.
Yeah.
Except for the Family Guy chicken.
Really?
He is bigger than every other skin.
Huh.
As well he should.
Some people call him pay to lose because he's so big and yellow.
But they had
Oh,
to make Peter buff for
Yeah.
Peter.
dumb.
Peter.
Also, is the
You
rating
do a good Patrick Warburton.
Thank you.
that
was awful.
Is the rating for Fortnite going to be changed to M after they give Sabrina Carpenter the Eiffel Tower emote?
Oh, very good. Very good joke. Welcome to the
Hello,
stream.
stream.
Hello, stream.
Hello,
We're here,
darkness,
and-
my old friend. We've come to podcast at you again.
Yeah. So who wants to see us in a hot tub? It's not going to happen.
Aw, shucks.
But hey,
as long as we're 6 feet apart.
yeah.
3 dudes in a hot tub, 6 feet apart.
Here's a fun fact about Sam. I don't like hot tubs. Not because I don't like the hot bubbly water, because I do. That part's great. It's just germ soup.
Yeah.
You're just sitting in germ soup, especially like a hotel hot tub or like the Marion YMCA hot tub.
Theirs is weird too. It just looks weird.
I was a lifeguard at that new YMCA years and years ago. I know how often they clean that, and I'm not sitting in it.
Oh.
That hot tub in the Marion YMCA was the one time I was called a racist by a white woman.
What?
What?
Well, because she tried to sit in her sweatpants, and that's like the one rule: don't wear street clothes in the pool.
hot tub.
In the pool in general, but definitely the hot tub. And I told her very nicely, hey, if you're going to sit in the hot tub, you got to have a bathing suit. And I think she meant you're don't like me because I'm poor, but she said you're being racist.
It's classist was the word.
Classist was the word, but
you were being classist. Now.
I was
You were
enforcing
the rules, which are
You're doing your job.
There
Yeah.
for a good reason.
Yes, but no, the one time I've been called a racist in my entire life, and if anyone out there knows me, that tracks because I'm very much not.
Remember when you were little and you wanted to drive race cars? Now look at you. Racist.
But yes. So yeah, we're gonna do a show, right?
Yep, it's showtime.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's showtime. Na, 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 na. Nice effing podcast.
Honk.
Yeah. Also, I accidentally left the camera lights on after I recorded yesterday.
Did they die?
They're dead. I need to charge them, so I'm going to be in like dark shadow over here.
The Shadow Labyrinth.
I'm the Shadow Man. I'm the Hat Man. Everybody, take your Benadryl.
My sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah, the Shadow Man's here to collect
I've seen one of those.
your sleep debt.
I've seen a shadow man.
I've never seen a Shadow Man.
It's creepy.
But I did once. I was so tired. I think I also took an Ambien that night because yeah. But I dreamt that some kind of nightmare squirrel climbed in through the window in my bedroom and lunged at me, and screamed bloody murder and fell out of the bed, and it freaked Jordan the hell out.
I have been so sleep deprived, I've seen shadows out of the corner of my eye kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I get, if I fall asleep on my back about 50 to 60% of the time, I will have sleep paralysis.
Oh, fun.
So,
Yeah.
when I was a kid...
That's a cataplexy is what that's called. Because I work
Thanks,
in sleep.
Tech.
Yeah, no problem.
So when I was a kid, and I was sick, I had a really bad fever.
Yeah.
I woke up in the middle of the night, and
You had a fever.
I had a fever. The only prescription was more cowbell. But I woke up in the middle of the night and saw a shadow person sitting on the foot of my bed. And it reached for me, and I tried to scream, and I could not scream. I was so terrified. I literally could not get the sound out.
Wow.
You had the sleep paralysis with the shadow person, the double combo.
But here's the thing.
A double whammy.
I don't think it was a fever hallucination, because my dad saw something, and he was straight up awake one day.
Huh.
Because at my dad's house, my childhood home,
Yeah.
he was sitting in the living room by himself, and the dog was in the living room. And my dad said he saw a dark shape move from my sister's old room across the hall into the bathroom. And he thought he was just seeing tricks of light or whatever, until the dog got up, walked into the bathroom, stuck its head inside, and started wagging its tail. My dad lives
Whoa.
alone.
That is weird.
That's our Ghost Stories podcast.
Yeah.
I know, right? We're gonna
That's
get
a
all
good
the
one, though.
That's a good one.
we're
Yeah.
gonna get all the white girlies to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I don't really get the sleep hallucinations, but another fun fact about Sam, I have permanent eye floaties. You know how sometimes you have those like little things that
Oh yeah,
look...
that's me all the time.
I have permanent ones. There's one, I'm actually looking at it. It's right there. And it's because the layer underneath my, the protective liquid layer of my eyes are hyper dry, and they're just like congealing in there.
They're just there.
Yeah, it's like pre-glaucoma almost. Anyway,
Since you're
Yes.
sleep, I always wondered like what this is called or if it has a name.
okay.
So you know when you're like falling asleep and your body does like that weird jerk thing
Oh yeah.
where it feels like you're falling and then you just stop.
I
Yeah.
get that all the time.
I do
Me
too.
too. And so I was wondering if that has a name.
Yeah,
or
is
if
that
you-
anything?
I mean, it's something. I don't know the name of it because we don't really test for that.
Okay.
But it is definitely a thing because I've had other patients
Talk about it?
Quite a few patients.
Like
that
I've
will
seen
do it.
like TikToks and stuff where people like make jokes about it, like when you're laying next to your husband and he does that jerk reset.
he
or
does the
whatever.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys
Samantha
ever
will just
sleepwalk?
be like, you did it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, what?
Did either of you guys ever sleepwalk?
No.
I don't. My sister used to.
When I was a kid, through teenage years, puberty is usually when it hits. I was a hardcore sleepwalker.
Huh.
My sister has a story. One time when I was
Oh
when
yeah,
I was
I
a
think
kid.
I think I've heard the
Where I
before.
woke up, sleptwalk into the kitchen, got a glass out of the cabinet, held it next to the streaming water,
But didn't fill it.
but didn't fill it. Took a drink of the empty cup, set the cup down, and wandered back into the room. And Paige was just following me along, like closing the cabinet door, turning the water off, making sure I didn't like fall on my face and die and things like that. Now I will say I never went outside. There was one time, and I don't think I've ever told this. There was one time where I sleptwalk into Paige's bedroom, stood over her bed, and just started laughing.
Oh God.
my God, that's like some paranormal activity stuff.
Yeah.
My sister used to sleepwalk when we were kids,
Mm-hmm.
and there was one time she sleptwalked into my room and fell asleep on the foot of my bed,
Oh,
like the family dog.
oh, nice.
That was weird.
Yeah.
And there was another time she sleptwalked into the living room, ended up in one of the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
My dad apparently used to sleepwalk when he was younger, because his sisters loved telling this story at family get-togethers, where he got up in the middle of the night in his underwear, grabbed a measuring cup from the kitchen, went to the neighbor's house,
Oh.
and asked for sugar.
Oh, nice.
My dad doesn't cook. I have never known my dad to cook. He cooked like
that's-
once when my mom had a surgery and she was like literally incapacitated.
Oh, that's rad. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm rarely, if ever, on TikTok, but there is a TikTok channel that I do enjoy from time to time. There is a woman on there who apparently eating a certain food triggers severe sleepwalking and sleep
Oh, is it
activity.
that Selena Spooky Boo?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I know
and,
what you're
and
talking
she will
about.
set up a camera every now and again when she needs more views and eat that food and records herself on TikTok, like sleepwalking, and like having gibberish conversations. Because I guess her brother does the same thing.
Oh, I've seen those.
And
yeah.
they're like bumping into each other.
Yeah,
and,
I've seen those. It's
know.
it's like that scene from Step Brothers, except
Yes.
it's real.
Yeah, yeah. Although I've always kind of half wondered, is that an act?
It could be.
for
It
views.
really could be.
I mean, as jerky as she walks around, it looks. If it's fake, she's a really good actress. But yeah, but no, I do watch those every now and again.
I can't see the chat.
Oh yeah, the chat.
Oh, no chat.
There's no one in the chat.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
The hot tub title isn't working.
Did you guys share it to your socials yet?
No.
No, I'm not going to today.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway,
Change it to
whatever.
my first stream, please raid.
That'll be next week.
Yeah.
That'll be next week.
JK, we lied.
Yeah. It might as well.
We
be.
lied to get you here.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we got a show we're going to do. We're going to talk about the Nintendo Direct a lot and the Marvel thing a lot.
Yeah.
Some of the check 'em outs we're going to repeat from last week because fun fact, I didn't put out a show last week. We just did a rerun.
we did put out a show next week.
We didn't put out a show next week. No.
Maybe we won't. Who
Maybe we
knows?
won't. Who knows? But yeah, we didn't do a show last week, so I'm going to be talking about the con again, and I'm going to do it a little more succinct and with a little more confidence because listening back to last week's show to edit,
I mean, we were really.
it was fine.
We were kind of out of it last week.
Last week was not our A game.
Nah, we were. Well, two of us were very sleepy.
Yeah, well, two of us are always very sleepy.
Ain't that the truth?
Third shift life, my friends.
I don't know why I keep
Yeah.
doing it. I'm getting too old for this stuff.
I work 8 to 4,
Shut up.
5 days a week,
Yay!
I'm gonna make you step on a Lego.
and 3 of them are at home.
Shut up.
Really? Oh, I didn't know you worked 3 days from home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. That's even better.
You're a jerk.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I was gonna ask you what all that orange ribbon and tape downtown was all about there a couple weeks ago.
What orange ribbon and tape?
They had all this orange ribbon and tape stuff around like all the lampposts and whatnot. And there was
I
like
don't
little
know.
things everywhere.
I missed it.
think it was for Halloween. It's Halloween,
Yeah.
6-month Halloween. Hey, it's not anything dumber than having a bunch of cardinal statues around town, despite cardinals not being a thing for
It's
Marion.
the state bird.
It is the state
It's
bird.
the state bird, but a popcorn festival. They should be boxes of freaking popcorn, artistically drawn statues of popcorn.
I feel
Buckets. Or just popcorn. A big.
I feel like
big kernel of popcorn.
I feel like the guy made the cardinal originally, and it
and
wasn't
just slapped it into our town.
and it wasn't planned to be a thing, but
Yeah.
somebody in the council probably liked it a lot and was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, do like 100 of these."
There is one that I do like in town, and it's down by the Historical Society.
Is it the one wearing the Revolutionary War
Yeah,
jacket?
the Swamp Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Swamp Fox from Marion area.
Yeah.
way back in the day.
At least they're doing something.
It's
It's
something.
something.
It's stupid, but it's something.
Those stupid Love Your City vinyls they have all over everything now.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Or Love Your Town or
I
whatever.
don't understand the Hope is Marion's economy signs.
Yeah,
that
those are
went up
new.
everywhere. I
Those are
don't-
new.
Like, what does that even mean?
I'm pretty sure money is Marion's
Yeah.
economy.
I mean, it's
I feel
Popcorn and washers
feel like
is Marion's
it's
economy.
I feel like it's like a drug rehab related thing, since we have so many rehab facilities.
I live within walking distance of a rehab.
It just burned down.
oh,
no, not the one that's here.
The one
on
on
corner.
Belmont.
Yeah, that's not the one I'm talking about. That big, that giant house that's kind of catty corner from, from my street used to be a rich guy's house, and now it is a post drug incarceration halfway house.
Well, the one on Belmont that just burned down
Yeah,
was a post rehab sober living facility or living house,
yeah.
and it burned down.
Yeah, because of the halfway house, every now and again I will get something in the mail talking about the newest sex offender living within the area, which is weird because it's really close to a junior high.
Yeah, it's really close to a school.
I guess it's technically just outside of.
It might be just outside 1,000 yards or whatever it has to be.
It probably is. Yeah, it probably is. Because 1,000 yards, my street's about a quarter mile long, thereabouts, from one end to the other.
Yeah.
I guess that would be about 1,000 feet. We're narrowcasting.
Oh,
Yeah, we are.
But I don't care.
Are we
It's
actually
all right.
recording?
Yeah, no, we're not recording
okay,
yet.
okay.
No, we're recording on
A VOD,
on
yeah.
a VOD.
Well, yes, but
But we're not. This is not the show.
okay, no.
This is not the show.
I know.
I'm too relaxed. I don't sound like a radio announcer. You know, that's the only negative emails that we've ever gotten about the show were about me. Did I ever tell you guys about that?
No.
Yeah, I am canonically the least liked member of Nerd Overload because as the guy that's recording things, I kind of keep things on track a little more. And it's, we've been doing this for like 14, 15 years, which is freaky. Because we technically started the show in 2011.
You guys started the show in 2011.
But yeah. But the couple of negative emails I've gotten over the years were about how I need to let you guys just do more jokes. I need to stop being a buzzkill.
What? We do plenty of jokes.
Do more like we have planned jokes that you're.
I'm the least funny and also the killjoy
they can...
of the show.
Okay,
I haven't gotten one of those emails in like 7 years, so maybe I've gotten better. But canonically,
I don't think it was ever an actual issue, except for in this one person's mind.
I don't think it was either. But hey, I like to be the bad boy of Nerd Overload. That's fine. And two, the fact that they felt the need to send an email means we got in their head.
Yeah.
Think,
If
Mark,
only
think.
I had more time for my jokes
Yeah. I make the jokes
that I've prepared in advance.
Yes. You guys have your
Guys,
1 hour bit.
What?
that you-
I had a tight 5. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're ruining the type 5.
Man, I hate people, man.
They're fine. People are fine. It's just every now and again,
Hey, I'm a curmudgeon. I'll say it.
Listen, we're on the internet. The people are going to have bad opinions.
Yeah.
What, bad opinions on the internet?
On the Cody
Except
Pennick
for-
show.
Except
the Cody Pennick show.
yes, that one that station manager Tom. Yes, someone was very excited about listening to the Cody Pennick show. I think it was one of your relatives or something.
Yeah, or somebody who knew my relatives.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
My aunts did also email Tom about how great the show was years and years ago. She doesn't know anything about geek culture stuff and is arguably out of her mind, but she did email Tom.
Hey, at least she was being supportive.
Yeah. Actually, this morning I had a really long conversation. I stopped over at my folks, and my dad long plays Greg Dunham. Listened to it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Local legend, Greg Dunham.
Local celebrity, Greg Dunham. We were talking about family history stuff, and I'm not going to get into too much of it, but the two things. One, apparently in the 1920s, my great-grandfather owned Dunham's Butcher Shop in Portsmouth.
Huh.
Until the Great Depression hit.
Sounds about right.
Two, he became a security guard, and we still have, my folks still have it, a wooden baton that he used.
Oh,
that was carved, like it has his name carved really cool. It's like really awesome, and it was done by an inmate. Well, today I learned that the way the inmate did it was that my great grandfather snuck a knife in. For an inmate to do it. And three, my great uncle, he, and I had no idea about this when I was a kid. He had a glass eye, and he loved skeet shooting. And when you're skeet shooting, more times than not, you got to close one eye to kind of get it just right. Well, he never did because
he didn't have to.
Yeah.
He only had one eye, and they were.
I wonder what that's like.
And here's the thing. People would see him do it and would bet against him being able to hit targets with both eyes open, not knowing that he had a glass eye. So he would grift people at the skeet shooting range just for fun.
He was hustling.
Yeah,
hustling.
He was hustling. Yeah. No,
Nice.
he was a wild guy. He was the same guy who, when he was first married to my great aunt, one day, because it was back in the 40s and 50s or whatever, and the roller rink. He was an excellent roller skater. And one day he had a few to drink before going
Like
to the
you
roller.
do.
Yes, and he went down. There was a line of women for the women's restroom, and he was going down and introducing himself one at a time with a fake British accent as Mr. Anderson,
Mr. Anderson.
including to my great aunt, who knew who he was, and because they were married, and she said, "Oh, very nice to meet you, Mr. Anderson. Thanks for coming over from England," and let him just keep on going.
Just feeding into the bit.
Yeah. No. This is kind of serious thing, but I don't have very many regrets in my life. I try to live my life without regrets, but I do kind of wish I would have known my extended older relatives as an adult instead of a 5-year-old.
Where you have like no real.
Where I have like bits and pieces of memories, but I don't have like real solid stuff. Because it sounds like they had real wild stories, and I do like to listen to and kind of collect stories and stuff. Genealogy is actually something I'm kind of into. I've kind of over the years kind of gotten into, and not just like family tree stuff, but like learning stories about it, because that's cool.
Family history
stuff, really cool stuff. And that is one of the few regrets I have, is that I wasn't like an adult or teen or whatever. To get to know some of these folks.
I mean, my family was kind of weird. Like my grandfather kept us separate from like his side of the family so much. Like he would go down to family reunions and down to Kentucky and stuff, and he would never take us. I don't even remember him taking my mom or my aunt. Yeah. And it's like, and nowadays, like there's almost nobody in my family left. And that's kind of similar. My dad's side, we never, at least to my recollection, never really did anything reunions. With my mom's side, I remember going with my grandma a couple of times as a kid to the big family reunions, and extremely vague memories of extended great aunts and uncles from that side. But yeah, these days we're kind of an island unto ourselves a little bit at this point. Apparently I have about 1 million cousins down in Columbus somewhere that I've never met, and I probably never will. But there's some other stories, and I'm purposely keeping names and some stories off the books. I'm telling some of the most innocuous ones that aren't going to hurt anybody, and it's no one, it's not a big deal. But no. Yeah. You don't hear of a lot of Dunhams around, though. There's not a ton of us.
Except for the sporting goods store and the Puppet Man. The racist Puppet Man.
And the one that the writer-director, Lena Dunham.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's been out of the spotlight for a while.
Yeah, old cousin Lena. I'm not related to any of them. I'm not related to any of the famous Dunhams.
Well, it's like anytime like
that you know of.
Currently, my dad and I are probably the most famous Dunhams. Well, my mom, she's a local. She's practically a local celebrity because she was a teacher around town, and she was very popular in her younger days going to school here. And everybody knows my mom in one permutation or another. But yeah. Anyway, nerd stuff.
Nerd overload.
Overload.
We should actually start the show.
We probably should.
That was quite a tangent.
It's almost 7:30.
Let's go.
I'm tired and I'm rambly, and I have had things on my mind a little bit lately. So
I understand completely.
It is what it is.
I have a high concept intro.
Okay. Ooh, high concept.
I like it. I like it.
Josh, just do the chimpanzee to chimpanzee when I signal you to start it.
Okay, what's the signal?
I don't know. You'll know.
Oh, okay.
I like that. It's like, oh, no. You'll know.
You'll know.
Yeah. All right. Let's check levels one quick time. I mean, we're probably good.
Hey.
I mean, we barely have to ever play with the settings.
Yeah.
We're pretty dialed in.
We're pretty dialed in, and luckily, my dad uses Josh's mic, and you have both very similar loudness and tenor to your voices, so I don't have to adjust things. I mean, you don't sound the same.
Oh, no.
If anything, my dad and I sound the same, especially on phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
On the phone, back when people called people on the phone, and I was living at home,
Dunham residents.
as a teen, whenever I would answer the phone, there was always about a half-second pause because they were trying to figure out
Which one am I
which one
talking
you're
to?
talking to.
Which male Dunham are you speaking with?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm the man of the house.
Yes, hello, I am A. Dunham, A. male Dunham. I'm definitely not my mom,
Bonjour.
which as a kid I would get every now and again, oddly enough. Anyway.
I probably still would, but that's neither here nor there.
Anyway, let's do an intro. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do the dang thing.
Hello, this is the log of Dr. Spaniel Horvitz. I've been exploring the bombed out shell of the former United States. I'm from the New Earth Archaeology Division. I've found this bombed out husk of a home, and I found over 400 of these audio tapes. I'm not sure what they are or what they can tell us about the former society that lived here. I found them next to a humongous pile of molten plastic. But let's put one of the tapes on now. This one says something about nerd overload on it. I'll put the tape in. I'm playing it now.
Hey everyone, you're listening to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that covers everything from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. I'm Josh.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Sam. I like the high concept intro. Very good job, Cody. Very
I'm never
excellent.
going to remember that fake name I came up with. if I remember.
Horvitz?
Horvitz?
Was it Reginald Horvitz?
No, it was Spaniel. Spaniel Horvitz.
Spaniel.
Well, from now on,
Are
you're
you
gonna
a dog,
You're gonna have
man?
to introduce yourself as Spaniel.
Are you like one of those dog archaeologists from the first episode of Samurai
you
Jack?
Well, you don't know. He's from a distant future, so maybe
Oh.
he is part dog. Maybe dog
could be.
people roam the earth.
Dogs are the dominant species on the
We're
planet.
ruining the meta of the.
Oh yeah, that's
the
right. That's
situation,
right.
though,
We've
so-
gone back in time, and now we're doing a
Yeah.
show. Thank you all for tuning in to Nerd Overload. We have a great show for you this week. We're going to be talking about Nintendo. Hey
A
guys,
Let's go.
I hope you like Nintendo and also Marvel movies, because that's what we're talking about.
That's what you get.
That's it.
That's
But,
what there is.
that's
so
what there
that's what
is.
you get.
But first, we're going to get into some things we have been checking out. Check it out. All right, and before we get into anything, I do want to go ahead and talk a little bit about Indiana Comic-Con.
Let's go.
I went. Jordan and I went to it a couple of weeks ago. Former guest of the show, Jordan Taylor, and I went to it a couple weeks ago. And before, I should say, we were brought out as press. So, in fact, yes, we have been brought out as press. But
I didn't go, but here's a press pass, as if I did.
yeah, you know, for posterity, added to the collection. But so, you know, we were comped tickets, so keep that in mind.
I do have a weird amount of like convention passes that aren't non-standard convention passes.
Same. I think I have more non-standard than standard ones. At
Man,
this
I still
point.
remember getting those stupid paper ones and that they're like in the little sleeve.
In the sleeve? Oh yeah.
But now we got these nice plastic
I
ones.
still have my Mid Ohio Con from
Ooh,
I think these-
way
man.
longer than I thought.
These
Than I
press
than
liked.
you'd like to
ones-
admit.
These press ones should come with a little slip of paper to put in your hat.
I was just thinking that. Like, I wish I had like
Yeah.
a fedora to put a little
That would be great. I've thought about going to a con as
old school press guy.
as Peter Parker
Oh,
with the half-face Spider-Man mask and like the spider sense like thing
You
coming
could
out
also
the side.
just do Clark Kent.
Yeah, I've also thought doing J. Jonah Jameson and only taking pictures of Spider-Man.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
But would you be willing to shave your mustache into an unfortunate Austrian square?
Well, maybe I'll be the MCU version because he just had the handlebar.
The InfoWars esque
Yeah.
Jameson.
Yeah.
You can run up to every Spider-Man. But there you are, you
Menace.
you menace, you tights-wearing pervert.
And any other person that I take pictures of, I'll go, now you got to get me pictures of Spider-Man. I got to have them. No, Parker. But no.
Not our Parker.
Back to Indiana. Yeah, not our Parker. Back to Indy Comic-Con. So yeah, went out for a couple of days, Saturday and Sunday. It was a great time. There were a lot of really cool guests, and it was packed both days. It was phenomenal. Now, I go out more to see people in cosplay. And
that's kind of the reason I like to go.
yeah, because I also like it because people are everyone's happy to be there,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where everyone wants to be there. Everyone is there for the same reason. It's extreme positivity. And I love that.
Community.
Yes. And I absolutely love that. There were some really cool vendors, of course. There were a lot of, there's a pretty good-sized artist alley, people talking about their comics and stuff like that. There
a lot
was
of self-published books and stuff.
A lot of self-published books, a lot of comics. There was actually one booth talking about the Ray Bradbury Museum that is in Indiana.
I didn't know there was a Ray Bradbury Museum. That sounds cool.
It's a little bit outside of, and it has a one-to-one recreation of his office with most of his original like tchotchkes and whatnot from it.
That's cool
because it was all donated by family members.
That sounds like we need to take a road trip.
Yeah, no, it's really cool, and the guy that I spoke to was really awesome. And in fact, off mic, I've been I'm in contact with him to try to be a guest on the show.
Nice.
Cool. Anyway,
off mic, but on Twitch.
Off mic on Twitch. That's a Twitch exclusive right there. But
I've always liked Ray Bradbury. I remember in junior high they had us read Dandelion Wine, and everybody being like, "This is boring. I hate it." And I'm like, I think this is pretty good.
I think Jordan said that's her favorite. I always liked Fahrenheit 451 because I'm basic, but yeah, it's really cool. The con was great. Jordan and I went out in costume. I was in a fairly accurate Star-Lord cosplay, which was a lot of fun. I always said just one time I wanted to go all out with a cosplay, and this time I did, and it was a lot of fun. And also, so incredibly hot in that suit. I swear, I think I almost had heat stroke.
You probably did.
A little bit.
He went from Star-Lord to Sweat-Lord.
Yeah.
Marvel Legends players
exactly
be like.
It. Yeah. Someone actually took a video of me doing the Star-Lord catchphrase from Marvel Rivals. Which apparently he says legendary. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But
I don't play Star-Lord in Marvel Rivals.
Someone took a video saying that a friend of theirs was a Star-Lord main. So I had both my blasters up going, legendary! I don't know if that's the way he says it. I don't know, but the guy said it was cool.
That's good.
But yeah, I sweat through every article of clothing I had. And luckily, one of the booths was for Starry. And
the delicious Living Lime beverage.
Yes,
and not a sponsor of this show.
No, not at all. But it was delicious, especially when you almost have heat stroke. And they were giving away free, almost like little shot glass size cups of Starry. And I think we hit that spot 6 or 7 times.
They should have just given you a whole can at that point.
We were just walking around, and I'm delirious, and I'm going, hey, look, it's the Starry booth. Let's get some Starry, guys.
I'll have a Star-Lord Starry.
Man, a Starry Lord sounds real good right now.
I'm gonna go into a sugar rush.
It kept me going.
I like a good Starry.
Starry's really good. I like it.
What was their old name?
Sierra Mist.
Sierra Mist.
Yeah,
And Sierra Mist wasn't great. I wasn't a big fan of that. I liked Mellow Yellow. And then it went to
Mellow Yellow is Mountain Dew knockoff.
oh right.
Yeah,
right.
Mellow Yellow's still around.
What am I thinking? It used to be something else, and then it went to Sierra Mist, and then it went to Starry. And I like Starry. They changed it just enough. They added just the right amount of sugar. I hit the mic. They added just the right amount of sugar. But yeah, overall, the con was great. Anyone who gets a chance to go out there, it's really not that bad of a drive, especially from
No,
Central
it's
Ohio.
not. I've done it before. It's not bad.
It wouldn't be. It's just about like going down to Cincinnati for CincyCon or anything like that.
Except you don't have to be in Cincinnati.
Well, that's you make a very valid
Nobody
point.
will try to make you eat any weird chili.
Oh yeah, the
Ugh.
chili that's like on
Not,
spaghetti
It's
and
not chili. I don't care what anybody
when
says.
They're in Cincinnati and they're like, "What do you mean I have to eat this chili without any spaghetti?"
Blech.
Okay, so we're getting off topic of the con, but it's great. You should go to it. What do you guys think of when you think of chili?
Meat, beans,
Yeah.
Meat and beans
Meat and
and
beans.
Okay.
spice.
Yeah.
Yep.
But is it a thick? Is
Yes.
it a thin?
Yeah.
I love a
it's thick.
hearty chili.
Yep.
See, growing up, ours was basically tomato soup with chili fixin' and spices, and it was really good.
Huh.
I make mine like when I make chili, I make it thick.
Yeah.
I like double the meat, double the bean. I use like 2 or 3.
You get that chili sludge going.
Oh, I do, and I'm about it. And I will
Yeah.
crush up my crackers.
Oh yeah, no. So
Oh god, you're making me hungry for chili.
Yeah, same, right? No, but no, ours was like tomato soup with beans and meat
beans.
and some chili spices and some other stuff in it. And yeah, you would crumble up the crackers, and we would put a little bit of shredded cheddar
Oh, yeah.
on top, and you mix it in.
Sour cream,
little
too.
sour cream,
Little
little
sour cream.
cheese.
See, we never did sour cream on ours, but we did a.
I like mine spicy though.
Oh, I
use
do
the
too.
And I use the sour cream to kind of cut it a little
Oh,
bit.
you're weak.
I know.
Welcome to 5 Alarm, the chili podcast.
Hey, I would, if there were a chili cook-off within driving distance, reasonable driving distance, I would go to a chili
Oh
cook-off.
yeah.
I'm
oh
surprised
yeah.
they don't do one like on campus or something.
Right.
Like they do
I would
barbecue.
Yeah.
totally pull the Homer Simpson with my own spoon.
With the Guatemalan insano pepper? Yeah, I would do it.
Have myself a vision quest.
Oh, well, people of the show know that I'm a spice fiend. I do love a good spice.
I'm now thinking back to our habanero challenge and our chip challenge.
I have thought very heavily about taking a video of us at B-Dubs doing the Blazin' Insano Wing Challenge. And, I mean, it would just be me. I would do it.
No, I would do it. I would participate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
I ain't no slouch.
You would die?
I would die, but I would participate.
Yeah? Cody?
I don't know. I mean, I did the chip. I did the hot chip.
You did hot chip. You didn't have to lie about hot chip.
Yeah.
Even though you're a big old baby about the habanero.
I had to go to work afterwards.
You had to go to work. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, back when you were a slave for the mire.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's my check 'em out. That's what I've been doing for the most part. So, what have you guys been doing?
I'm gonna change it a little up from last week because I did some other stuff.
Well, that doesn't exist. So
That's true. That's true.
Just jump right into it. So I can cut that.
So I finished Lower Decks.
Yeah.
At least I'm pretty sure I finished Lower Decks. I don't think there's any more.
Did you watch the Strange New World episode?
No, I need to watch that one because I was gonna
Because
watch.
you can watch that without watching Strange New Worlds, although you should watch Strange.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
I was looking at the list and Strange World was on there, and I almost started it,
Mm-hmm.
but then I saw the original pilot for TOS.
Oh, yeah, it's
the
there.
Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching it on our server, and well, your server.
Yeah.
But I watched it, and I forgot that it was like an hour long.
Oh, all the old Star Treks were an hour long.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
44 minutes, whatever.
And going back and watching that, and it's been a long time since I've watched that one.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot how kind of like rough.
The original pilot that was turned into it's not the Man Trap.
No, it's just called The Cage.
The Cage, that's right. It's a little dry,
A little, yeah.
and some of the characters, well, most of the characters aren't in actual Trek, but
And
Spock is out of character.
oh yeah, Spock is completely different.
Spock is smiling.
Emotional, laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Which,
is weird.
When you get to the, not to spoil too much, but when you get to the Strange New Worlds that has
Spock?
lower decks, Spock's on it the entire way.
oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the whole thing is Pike's.
It's prequel, yeah.
It's prequel. But when you get to that episode, Spock is smiling, and Bulmer is freaked out by it because he knows that's weird.
Well, yeah,
Because
but he's
Spock
also
was going through a thing at the
He was
time.
going through a thing.
yeah, but also he knows Vulcans. He hangs out with Vulcans pretty regularly.
Yeah, and he loves classic Trek.
those old scientists.
Those old
Yeah,
scientists,
history.
which he also brings up in that episode.
It's not classic Trek to him. It's just history.
It's history.
He's a history
Yeah.
buff
Yeah.
about it.
But oh god, I love Lower Decks so much.
It's so good.
I feel like
Yeah.
I could just watch it forever.
yeah.
I love the brig. It's
Yeah.
my favorite place.
I wish that it would not have ended.
Yeah.
But I'm also glad that it got to end well.
Yeah.
Yes.
too.
I would rather a show end
On a good note.
than peter out.
Or go on so long you just wish it would die.
Simpsons.
It's been pretty decent.
Oh, it has
The
been.
last season was pretty decent.
See, I haven't watched Simpsons in a while because there for a while it was not
Oh yeah, it was
especially
terrible.
good.
I've heard the last couple seasons have actually picked up.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
have.
Oh.
I've watched my fair share of the last season.
Yeah.
There's a different showrunner now. It's a little. I almost said it's a little better, but that doesn't sell it very well. I keep underselling it in my mind, and I shouldn't do that because they're doing a good job with it,
Yeah.
as good as you could expect the new Simpsons to be. I
Sure.
guess.
Sure.
Anyway, getting back to the Cage, the
yes.
pilot.
Yes.
And I know it's a product of its time and everything, but I kind of forgot how kind of misogynistic it is a little bit, like compared to other Trek stuff.
Well, they got those
Well-
mini skirt suits.
Well, not only that, but Pike makes a comment
To number one,
Is-
to Una.
it says I can't get used to a woman on the bridge. Because his new yeoman goes to bring him something or whatever, and he
Yeah.
kind of flips out about it, and then she turns around, number one turns around, and looks at him all weird, well, you're different, and I'm like, come on, man.
Rebecca Romaine as number one is
In Strange New Worlds?
In Strange New World is fantastic.
I've heard really good stuff.
Yeah,
about her.
Everybody's good on
Everybody's
that show.
good on
There's
it.
Is it just
there's
me,
no
or
weak link.
is modern Pike's hair just getting taller
Oh
and
yeah,
taller?
yeah.
No, and that's great.
He's gonna eventually look like Paul from Tekken.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good stuff. That the old
Benny.
Slim Jim mascot that had the Slim Jim head.
Paul Ref.
Yeah. Yeah, Palmer.
Palmer F, yeah.
Yeah. Benamaru from
I was gonna say Benimaru.
from Fatal Fury.
Yeah.
Yo, why does the new not new King of Fighters? Why does the new Fatal Fury have a soccer man in it?
That's
Ooh, does Sam have an opinion?
Sam has an opinion. So SNK is currently owned by the Saudis, and so is that soccer team.
Oh, that's why.
And I also don't like having a real person in
Your fantasy fighting
in
game?
a fantasy
Yeah,
fighting
that-
game. Also, look up the history of that particular soccer player,
I can't remember his name.
Cristiano something or other.
Yeah.
And go look up his Wikipedia. He's done some gnarly stuff. He should not be celebrated.
Oh.
I'm going to say that and not say allegedly because it's not alleged. You should not.
Also, I think you can say someone should not be celebrated without a legal. That's pretty softball.
It is, but hey,
I'd rather be safe than sorry
Yeah.
too.
yeah, we don't want.
I don't want any more legal barrels aimed at us.
slander or libel or whatever, whatever it's called, whichever one it is. Yeah.
Anyway, what else I done?
What have you done?
Other than I watched the pilot. Shoot. Crud. I feel like-
Energy's dragging.
No, I'm trying to just remember. I've picked it so much stuff this week.
Yeah.
I bought the Metal Gear collection because it was on sale,
Oh, cool.
and I went back and I started the original Metal Gear PC game.
Oh, yeah, the PC Engine one.
That is a hard game.
Yeah, it is.
It is
Yeah.
surprisingly difficult for a game that old.
Yeah.
Sure. It's obtuse. There's a lot of things that you don't really
No, and they don't explain it at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do?
These days, you almost
You got to
it's
read the manual,
required to have a manual.
Yeah, I need a
and-
manual.
which is
and
there.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the several executable, like, did you get it on PC or
It's on my PlayStation.
okay, on PlayStation? Did it come as like 4 different programs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it did for me too.
Oh, weird.
One of those has a bunch of extra stuff in it and probably has a manual.
I saw that, and I had to look up how to answer my codec. I was like, it kept going off, and I'm like, I don't know how to answer this. What button do I press? I'm like hitting like all the buttons on my controller, except for my stupid middle.
All the
Touchpad.
middle touch. I hate that about the PlayStation, that touchpad button.
Oh, yeah.
And then they changed the select button to the share button that nobody uses for anything.
Yeah, I hate that share button.
Yeah.
And I accidentally hit it all the time, and I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh.
So not gameplay wise, but or level layout wise, but story wise, all of his games are pretty similar, or at least the first couple of the Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear 1 are
Yeah.
kind of similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, sneak into,
Iterations on the same theme.
sneak into facility against a paramilitary organization that has a secret weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that if Metal Gear Solid didn't directly reference those old Metal Gears,
Oh, that's
too,
a good point. Yeah.
'cause
Oh, yeah.
the ninja,
Donald Miller. Oh, and yeah, and Gray Fox. Yeah.
yeah, is Frank Yeager.
Yeah.
Hurt me, Snake.
Spoilers
Hurt me. Yeah, spoilers for a game
Have
that's
you-
like,
for a 30 game.
Have you
30-year-old
played
game.
Solid yet?
oh, the second one?
No,
No.
like Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah.
The first 3D one.
I mean, like recently.
Oh, no.
I don't like it as much as it used to be my favorite Metal Gear.
Yeah.
It is not my favorite Metal Gear anymore.
It used to be one of
Really?
my favorite games. I played that game so many times. I got the tuxedo and the headband and the cloak.
Yeah. Yeah, I did all that too back when I was a kid, but like the controls are all wonky and bad. And
That's how
like,
I felt when I played Twisted Metal.
Oh,
off the-
Twisted-
Oh.
The
yeah.
controls were terrible. I was like, how was I ever good at this game?
the physics are dog water too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're driving a car at
no,
all.
it feels like
No.
I'm taking a Hot Wheel and slipping her across
Yeah.
the floor in cooking oil.
Which it kind of is. I mean, that's kind of the point of the game,
well,
too.
yeah.
It feels like you're pushing a block of wood across ice.
And then you get hit, and then you just end up like
Yeah.
at the border of the map.
Oh, have you guys seen the teaser trailer for season 2 of Twisted Metal?
No, I didn't
I'm
know there
hearing
was
good
one.
stuff. I'm hearing good stuff.
They're introducing the characters from the game. It's actually the tournament.
Nice.
Yeah, I heard there's like a teaser for Axel.
There is a teaser for Axel. It's a guy shoving his arm into a giant wheel spoke.
like a cybernetic thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not like permanently grafted like in the game, but that's how he drives his thing, is by shoving his
He
arms
needs to
into
be
the
permanent
thing.
because that was his whole
thought
driving
that-
force.
I
Yeah.
thought that was
No
only
pun
Twisted
intended.
Metal Black where he was grafted into it.
It could have been.
I remember reading in the character blurb for I think 2,
Oh.
where he was like that was his wish from Calypso was
To get out.
because he did
Yeah.
not want to be this permanent wheel weapon man.
The
Yeah.
first season of that Twisted Metal show is actually very,
it's pretty
very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I've been meaning to. Is that on Peacock?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, it's other places too.
Yeah, you have to find a way.
Yeah.
Life finds a
Life
way.
finds a way.
Na, na,
Because
na,
ain't nobody got Peacock
right.
that I know of.
Well, I mean, we used to because that's how I was watching Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah, show's great.
I never did watch the sequel series.
It's fine. It's fine. I do like that it tied into the original and that the plot was we need to find Dr. Sam Beckett. He's lost and we've lost track of him and we got to get him. But it's fine.
Scott Bakula.
Yep.
Those later seasons got really weird.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
when he started being like real people.
Oh yeah, well that was always kind of a thing.
No, I meant like historically real people.
And that was always kind of a thing. To some extent. So they tied in, like, he would run into people that were alluded to being real people.
Yeah.
There was an episode where he runs into a young boy and inadvertently introduces the idea of being a writer into his brain, and the boy has a dog named Cujo and has
he's Stephen King.
and he has a car that looks like Christine, and it's
really
supposed
dumb.
to be and that's
really
great.
dumb
It's
in a
great
fun
though.
way.
It's
Yeah.
a fun dumb.
And
It's a
then,
fun
like,
dumb.
in later seasons, he's like Marilyn Monroe's like assistant or
Yes,
something.
yes.
And then there's like the really weird two-parter where he is literally Lee Harvey Oswald.
There is one of those. There's one where he is a 60s television actor for a children's television show set in space that inadvertently introduces the idea of time travel to a child, Sam Beckett. So he basically creates himself in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
That
and then
the
there's, like-
bootstrap paradoxes himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's like also the one where he like messes up the timeline somehow and his brother doesn't go to Vietnam or something.
Yes.
And then there was like the one where he goes and meets young Al.
He helps young Al.
Young Alf.
Yeah.
It was a wild crossover episode.
Had to help him get some cats. But did you ever watch the episodes with the evil leaper?
Oh yeah. I like the Evil Leaper
The
stuff.
evil leaper who would go through time to screw things up,
yeah,
to make things worse.
yeah.
Chaos.
Yeah,
That's what it was. And it all went back to where somebody accidentally found he got arrested or captured or something.
Yes.
And they're like they found like one of his devices.
They
or something.
stole his tech.
They stole his tech, and then it ends up manipulating the timeline and creating this evil leaping organization that was like.
Yeah.
And then there's like one episode where you actually see like outside his facility of his future that he comes from.
Yeah.
Where Al has to chase down that guy that escaped.
Yeah. There were a couple episodes where, so when he leapt into other bodies, the personality of
Would come back to the facility.
would sit in basically a waiting room at the facility. And there were a couple episodes where Al would actually go and talk to the person in the waiting room.
Yes.
Which is always kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is
all of my digital devices are named Ziggy, by the way, from Al's handheld computer.
Their AI thing
with
had.
the weird spring noises when he would press buttons, boing, 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 because that's the future.
Yeah.
That's what the future sounds like.
They were like they're all like brightly neon colored plastic like cube buttons.
I would love a cell phone like that. I don't care. Get rid of all the apps and just give me big, stupid, colorful buttons.
And that Al and his constant cigar.
His constant cigar and his wild suits. Yeah. Cody, what have you been doing?
Weirdly, I've been playing a lot of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. The
Okay,
DS one.
That's a good game. That's a good game.
Yeah.
It is really good. I think it gets unfairly maligned for its touchscreen controls,
Oh.
which meet it where it's at. It's a game on a touchscreen system, you know.
That's the gimmick.
Yeah, enjoy the gimmick because I think it works really well. I've never had control issues the whole time.
Yeah.
And it has some of the best puzzles in the entire like Zelda franchise
Oh, yeah.
because it has literal like real puzzles you have to write stuff down for.
Right, yeah.
Because they put in the fact that you have a stylus to write things down is a major mechanic of the game.
So you put little notes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it'll have you like draw lines and say where these two lines cross, there's something there to get, or you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really solid like Zelda that I feel like should be
Celebrated?
more celebrated than it is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, it was part of that whole the hero of the winds.
Yeah, it's a direct sequel to Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Isn't Spirit Tracks also
Yes.
a sequel
And Minish
to that?
Cap.
And Minish Cap, really?
Yeah, Minish Cap is also Wind Waker Link.
I don't know if it's not the same link.
It's
though.
the same timeline.
I don't know if it's it's the same timeline, but it's not the same. Like, Phantom Hourglass is the exact same link from Wind Waker.
And so is Spirit Tracks.
Yeah, but I don't think Minish Cap. That's a different link. It's the same art style, but pixel. But that's a whole different world, I think.
the timeline's weird.
I know Zelda doesn't make sense.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
None of
matter.
this matters.
They act like the timeline is the thing, but they don't think about it when they make the game.
No.
It's an afterthought.
It is
Like
absolutely.
you might get
afterthought.
like a reference or a little tongue in cheek, but that's
and then you get things that directly contradict each other.
exactly.
And then they say it was in the bad timeline.
Yeah, there's the bad
where he
timeline.
lost.
Yeah, there's the bad timeline.
And then
Yeah.
like the Breath of the Wild 2 games are just like
Their own thing.
nowhere.
It's like it's kind of all of it.
yeah,
It is kind
kinda-
of all of it because there are slight references. But
I always figured it was a parallel. It's not in the timeline. It's a parallel universe where versions of it all kind of happened, but not directly from the games. Like there was a Majora's Mask, but there wasn't a Termina.
Yeah.
There wasn't a Majora's Mask game. It was just this thing does exist.
or this is a story that exists within this world.
Yes.
type of thing.
That sort of thing. That's the way I always figured it because it's so different from all of the other
oh yeah.
Zelda games.
Though when you find the ruins of Lon Lon Ranch in Breath of the Wild that first time, I was like, okay, that's a nice reference.
Or a Lon Lon Ranch.
yeah, Lon Lon Ranch. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Phantom Hourglass is literally like, you finished Wind Waker. This is what happens next. Like, it starts like it kind of tells you the story of Wind Waker and then is like, and this is what happens next. Which you don't get a lot in Zelda games. There's not a lot
No,
of
not
direct
usually.
sequels. I
No.
mean, Majora's Mask technically is, but I don't think
Technically.
it really
It's
matters.
technically, but not.
Yeah.
It's the same Link, but it's a completely different thing.
But also, Ocarina of Time just kind of it is what really messes everything.
Yeah, that's
up.
what breaks the timeline. 'cause
it does. The
he either-
time break.
He either wins or loses. He either has a childhood or doesn't. I don't.
Yeah. It's
Zelda.
It's all
Well-
weird. Zelda.
And then the Great Ape War occurs. No, that's Donkey Kong. That's
Yeah.
the Donkey Kong timeline.
I do like
Aged
how
together strong.
in Twilight, is it Twilight Princess,
Princess?
the one where he turns into a dog?
Yes,
Yeah.
Twilight Princess.
That the hero's shade, the skull dog man, is heavily implied to be adult Link.
Yeah.
the hero of Time Link.
The hero
yes.
of a time Link that was from the adult timeline who, after he saved the day, kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, I love that concept of he's learning skills from
A
a
version.
version of himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Through time.
Through time. Yeah. Yeah.
I hate time travel.
It messes everything up.
Oh.
Except for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's
oh
good
yeah, that's
time-
great.
Time travel.
Oh, that reminds me. Like in Lower Decks, as the seasons go on, there's one scene in the opening credits that changes slightly with every new season.
yeah.
Like first it's just a board cube, and then they add some other stuff in here and there, and then eventually it's just insane in
Yeah.
the last season.
All
Yeah,
the
it's a
ships and
huge
stuff
battle
and everything.
scene.
Because it's
Yeah.
the board cube, the Romulans, the Placlids. God, I hate the Placlids. They're in Lower Decks so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's because they're a joke race.
Yeah, they're easy target
They're
for
easy
jokes.
targets. Same with the Darmoks
At Tanagra.
at Tanagra.
I love the fact that they got one of those guys as like a security officer.
Yeah, that's great.
And he tries very hard not to do it, but then he's really appreciative when other people do the
Try to get it
for
as well.
him.
Yeah.
Because like Jack does it for him, Ransom, the first officer.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Aw, thank you." And like, there's like, despite all the goofy fun jokes in Lower Decks, there's some really good Trek in there.
It's a good.
and I
it's
just love it.
solid track.
They stick for being a joke. They stick really close to like established
Oh yeah.
established lore and whatnot. So
Oh, yeah.
the writers knew what they were talking
yeah.
about when they made it.
But like in this stupid opening sequence, there's like board cubes, Romulans, Klingons, yeah. And then there's like a crystalline creature thing that popped up in an earlier episode of Lower Decks.
Yeah.
And then the probe from the voyage home.
Oh yeah, V'ger.
No, not V'ger. The cylinder probe that
Oh yeah, the one that talks to whales.
yes, shows up.
Yeah.
And then the big green hand from TOS shows
Oh,
up and grabs the board
yeah.
cube.
Yep. That's
And
right.
it's like, and there's a couple other things. I think
And the Cerritos just turns around
and just leaves
every time.
There's
Yeah.
always so much bad stuff happening to the Cerritos in that opening,
And it just-
it
yeah.
almost gets sucked into a black hole. It gets it hits a piece of space ice or something and loses power.
Yeah.
It's just having a bad. They love crapping on the California class ships.
Yeah.
In that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love how they're all named after places in California.
Yeah.
Like there's one where every California class ship shows up to a battle or something, and they're just naming them all off. It's like, oh, it's the San Jose, it's the Oakland, it's the
That's the Las Vegas.
it's just
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's like
The West Covina.
pretty much, yeah.
All right. Well, I hate to cut off the
Yes,
checkums now, but we have so much news.
We do.
To
We
talk
got to
about.
really get through this.
We got to
stuff.
jump over to the news. Yeah.
This
Talk
just
about some
in.
news. Yes.
All I can think about is thawing out the chili I have in my freezer.
Hey, you should. After this is over, you should do it. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a crock pot and making some tomato soup chili.
I don't know. I might go to Wendy's and get some chili.
Oh,
It's
there
been-
you go.
It's been a while since I
that
had
would be
Wendy's.
much easier.
Yeah, it's been
The
a while
hamburger shavings
Yeah.
chili.
since hey, that's fine.
No, I have a freezer.
That's basically
piece
how I
waiting.
make it.
I have a freezer pizza waiting for me. That's it. You can tell that we're all hungry when we talk about
Yeah.
food.
I know,
on the show.
but we're always hungry
Yeah,
when we're
so-
doing the show.
Anyway, let's get into
Nintendo.
the Nintendo Direct. There was a Nintendo Direct
Yesterday.
or at recording yesterday, a couple days ago when you're hearing this.
Totally out of nowhere. Just
Yeah.
one day, they're like, tomorrow there's going to be one, before the big one we're doing
Yeah, and
a week from now.
And the weirdest thing was it's all Switch 1 stuff.
yeah.
I thought that the Switch 1 was done.
I mean, with the way the Switch 2 is going to be, these are all going to be playable
They're
on
all
the Switch
to
2.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're gonna go through and run down all the games. We might not talk about all the games. We might hit some highlights.
And I
Yeah.
wrote a lot of, almost
You did
all
wrote
of
all
them.
of them.
You wrote everything.
But we can kind of bounce around a little bit. The big one was Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
Finally.
We're finally seeing some of it, and not just pre-rendered cutscenes.
Yeah, there was actual gameplay in this one.
Yeah.
It looks like a Metroid Prime, but they're giving Samus psychic powers, which I have feelings about. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you are the Metroid man.
It's true. It just seems like a weird direction to go. It may be unnecessary. Like,
Another excuse to give Samus another ability.
Yeah.
But like it could have been an implant or a power up or something. Just
It seems like any kind of psychic thing she's doing could have been explained as magnetic abilities.
Yeah.
Her suit has a giant, magneto magnet inside it, basically.
yeah, like psychic powers is a big door to open, like narratively.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't know if that was necessary for the franchise.
There is a very small part of me that makes this feel like it's a Dinosaur Planet Star Fox Adventure situation where they had the gem of an idea for a different game and decided part way or early in development going, boy, this could probably just be a Metroid.
You know
4.
what? Now that I'm thinking about it, because you just voiced it out loud, Nintendo has a habit of this.
They do.
Well, because they come up with the game ideas before they come up with what franchise they're gonna.
Yeah.
Mario 2,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then we had Star Fox Adventure.
Although Doki Doki Panic was designed partially with Mario in mind.
Yeah.
They going into it, they kind of knew they were going to.
They were
switch it.
like prototyping ideas with
Yeah.
a Mario that also goes up, and that's
Yes.
how it kind of ended up.
Yeah.
Being.
Yeah.
let's see, Star Fox Adventures, and now this. There's probably more that I'm forgetting.
Oh, sure.
It's been in development for way too long for it to be grafted onto another project, I would think. But
I think it was grafted very early in development before they started working, but I think the Gemini idea was based on something else or an original IP or something, and I think they then early said, "Hey, why not Samus?"
yeah, why not give Samus psychic powers? It just doesn't
Doesn't
feel exactly
congruent with
right.
everything else. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a cool mechanic once the game is out, but yeah,
It'll be another tool for a puzzle. Blah, blah, blah.
thematically, it doesn't feel right.
And like, is it going to be a lasting thing? Is Samus going to be a psychic now? Like,
Well,
what does that mean?
You know what? The fusion suit only lasted for a game or two. Like, she
Yeah.
was part Metroid there for a while,
Yeah.
and that didn't last.
I don't remember if she still is or not. I don't know.
Who knows?
The only thing that's really lasted is that she has some Chozo DNA, which is why she can use the suit.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. So,
And I still think that the monsters they show in the trailer or the gameplay or whatever, still look like biological versions of the stupid robots from Dread.
yeah.
I forget what they were called. The ones that can kill you almost instantly.
Yeah.
Why does my brain say Biot? That's from something else.
No, that's not it.
Yeah.
It was like an anagram.
Yeah. Well, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about some other games. Why don't you guys pick some stuff off the list and we'll ramble about them.
It was a hot Nintendo Direct for C-tier Nintendo franchises that you wouldn't expect to get additional games.
Yeah. Let's talk about the one I'm excited for, Tomodachi Life.
Yeah, they're doing another one of those. I thought Tomodachi Life was going to be a one and done, or if they did another one, it wouldn't leave Japan.
Yeah, because the first couple never left Japan.
Yeah.
The only one we really got was the one on the 3DS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the first one done, mainline one done in 10 years. I'm not counting Miitomo, which was a phone app, which I enjoyed immensely.
It was a great way for Nintendo to collect market data.
Well, sure.
Accurate.
Yeah, it was.
It was a cute way for Nintendo to collect market data.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it was fun. It had its cute features, and it was neat to see what other people would put in it.
yeah. Yeah.
But also, Nintendo doesn't do anything with Mii's anymore. So
Yeah, but this game is about me, so it's
all
weird to
Mii's.
see them go to that well
yeah.
after kind of ignoring it for so long.
You know, it's one of those things where, okay, so Smash Brothers Ultimate had the Mii fighters, and then you didn't hear about them forever.
They
And then-
almost seem like they were an afterthought in the Switch system itself. Like,
Yeah. It does, because there's no Mii channel or anything like that.
No.
You have to go through a number of
Other
system,
stuff.
whatevers to get to it. But then they had Miitopia. They ported that, which is a game I loved, but never in a million billion years thought that they would, like, up-res and edit. I mean, they added stuff to it. They added a freaking horse, for crying out loud. That horse is OP. Have you guys played Miitopia?
no, I have not.
Oh my gosh. That horse is so overpowered in the game because the game is not balanced for a randomly occurring super weapon that pops up every now and again.
I hope the Switch 2 has Street Pass.
I
It
do
made me
too.
think of that. That was such a good feature that the 3DS had.
Oh, I love Street Pass.
I used to take my Switch or my DS everywhere.
I kind of wish, and this would get into some weird security stuff, and I understand why they never did it, but if Nintendo loves making superfluous apps, and we're going to get to that an app that is dumb in a little bit. I wish there was a dedicated Street Pass app that you could walk past people on your on the
phone,
street
yeah.
and have the Street Pass on your phone. I mean, it wouldn't share any other data or anything like the Street Pass.
It might ask you if you want to.
You would have to like opt into it or whatever.
Yeah, like ask app not to track.
But I think that would be a really cool app.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and it'd
Everybody
be-
always has their phone with them anyway.
Yeah, and it'd be more convenient than carrying your Switch around.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's probably something on the App Store that is
Similar.
but no one uses it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it would
Yeah.
actually not do anything.
It's such a good, like, it works for everybody because it gets you to take your device out to where more people see it. It's free advertising for Nintendo. It lets
Free
you,
real estate.
Yeah, it lets you know people around you who like video games like you, and you can
Yeah.
talk to them. You learn a little bit about people. Like, it's such a win-win for everybody. I can't believe
is.
they didn't put it in the Switch.
I've been playing Xenogears.
Yeah.
Or Xenosaga or whatever.
Yeah, you take your 3DS to a con and you get a million new friends because
To-
everybody else did.
To put
Yeah.
together the neat little puzzles.
The puzzles and the games that went with it.
The
and
little
all that stuff. Yeah.
the fantasy rescue game.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I loved that thing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, some other games. I want to talk about Shadow Labyrinth.
Do it.
Okay.
Shadow Labyrinth is Pac-Man. It's weird, dark, alien Pac-Man,
Metroidvania.
Metroidvania, where you're playing as some sort of
some kind of Hollow Knight.
Some kind of Hollow Knight, some kind of, well, he's a robot with a cloak, which
Yeah.
I always like. I like the idea of a robot wearing clothes. I don't know why, but I think that's really fun and cool.
I'd love a big flowing cloak just in general.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
D&D, I had a one shot years ago where I was a Warforged druid. Because I like and he had a big cloak. Because I like the juxtaposition of technological and natural.
Being a robot nature man.
Being a robot that controls nature, yeah, I love it. Anyway, you get a little buddy who is just Pac-Man.
Yeah.
And he's called Puck.
His name is like Pucku Pucku. Because that's what he's
Like
Well,
Scott Pilgrim.
and
Yeah.
they changed the name because they thought of what happened if somebody vandalized it.
Yeah. but no, it looks stupid, but it looks fun.
Yeah, I'm here for an interesting reinterpretation of an arcade game.
And
That's
it looks
cool.
like it's taking itself completely serious.
Yeah.
There's no hint of winking at the camera with it.
Nah, it's straight up just this is Dark Pac-Man.
Yeah. And I think it's going to do better than that Bomberman reboot that they did a million years ago.
Oh, that sucked.
Bomberman Act Zero.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that sucked.
Oh, it was so bad. We're sort of running a little bit out of time, so let's pick a couple
geez.
of highlights, and then we'll get into the Avengers stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. We got to talk about the virtual game cards. 'Cause
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
that's a big one.
Yeah.
they're adding a system to the Switch that allows you to turn your digital purchases into what they're calling virtual game cards, which lets you swap the digital purchase to a different Switch that you own
Or a Switch 2.
or Switch 2. This is going to be how you transfer your software between the systems.
Yep.
Or a friend
Yeah.
or family member
that's in your family
Nintendo plan.
Nintendo
Nintendo
plan.
plan.
You can lend them your games for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, yeah. And that's kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all might you might get a game that I want to try,
Yeah.
so on and so forth,
Oh, sure. And someone dug into the fine print of it. Apparently, some of the Switch, when they're virtual game cards, when they're brought to the Switch 2, they're getting enhanced versions.
Huh.
So they're going to be basically fixing the frame rate
Nice.
and that sort of thing.
I'm about to say some of those trailers were kind of choppy.
Yeah, all the what's that Fantasy Life trailer
Fantasy Life
seemed
was-
like it was really dropping frames.
Oh, it was like a stop motion.
It's
almost.
like why
I
did
don't
you,
think that's what they wanted.
It's like why did you choose this footage, or unless that was the only kind of footage
that
you
was
had?
the best footage they could get.
Yeah, we also got a lot of remasters.
Oh
this
yeah,
time around.
Always.
There's a whole bunch.
Yeah, Patapon.
There's a lot of weird games you would normally associate with Sony
Yeah.
showing up. Patapon 1 and 2 remaster and a Hot Shots Golf, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots.
Yeah,
Which you would think that was a Sony thing.
you would think.
And the copyright still mentions Sony underneath if you look at the fine print.
Yeah,
But
which is interesting.
it's Bandai Namco doing this. I don't know if they've worked out some kind of deal with Sony
They
or
would have
what.
had to. Yeah.
Yeah, there'd be
it's-
no way.
It's weird.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh,
Yes.
the guys who made Shredder's Revenge have a Marvel game coming
Yes,
out.
Tribute Games and .mu are making Marvel Cosmic Invasion,
Yeah.
a Marvel beat 'em up.
And it looks fun.
I'm
looks
here
very
for
good.
it.
There's a
It
bunch
looks
of
great.
characters.
It gives me shades of X-Men.
Children of the Atom.
Children of the Atom.
X-Men
yeah.
Welcome to Die.
Yes. Yes.
They showed a Pokemon ZA, more of that. We saw some of that a couple weeks ago at the Pokemon
Yeah.
thing. There was a little bit more. It looks really good.
Looks fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
I'll
what?
play it.
Pokemon Legends are some of the best stuff to come out of Pokemon in a long time.
There's only one, and it was really good.
Yeah, Arceus was great.
Yeah.
It made the actual Pokemon game that came out after it look bad.
Not look very
Yeah.
good.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Because that was Sword and Shield that came after it, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, and that was a bit weak.
The world was
bit
great.
weak.
The story was kind of meh.
Or was it Scarlet Violet that came out after it?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Scarlet
It was Sword and
Violet, 'cause
Shield.
That's the
It was
most
Sword-
recent. It was Sword and Shield.
It was Sword and Shield.
Yeah, because everyone went Cockney for this one.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
that one because it was Britain.
Yeah.
or I guess more like
It was kind of an amalgam of like, Great Britain, it was Scottish.
Scotland, Ireland, Irish, that sort of thing.
Well, the new one takes place in one city, and
It's Paris.
It's Paris.
Yeah.
And there's different like parks that you go in to catch the Pokemon, I guess.
and
the
that's fine.
concept.
I'm cool with it.
But it's fully real-time battles, which they've never done before, and it looks interesting.
It looks very interesting. Yeah. And they were kind of getting close to that with Scarlet and Violet, because you could, instead of doing a full-blown battle, you could throw your first Pokemon out, and it would, like, auto-battle
Yeah.
based on basically just looking at the stats and going, okay, will this win stat-wise? Okay. But this looks a little more in-depth, and that's cool. That's cool. The last thing I want to bring up with it, I mean, there was a bunch of other stuff, and we could spend the next hour talking about that, but we can't. They have a new app called Nintendo Today.
That it is a great new way for Nintendo to advertise at you daily.
Daily, yes. And they've already had some exclusive stuff pop up because they announced the Legends of Zelda movie
Too soon.
that no one wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a live action.
Some people
Zelda.
want.
I don't want to.
But
Yeah, I don't want to. Will I see this? Probably. Because
Oh yeah,
I will.
100%. The tattoo on my back demands that I have to see it.
That's true. That's true.
But it's such a bad. It's not going to be good.
Probably not.
No.
And if Link talks, I'm going to be mad.
One thing I said when I was live streaming, and I live streamed the direct, and you can find the VOD up on our YouTube channel. I said I would rather see Zelda as a 6-episode or 8-episode miniseries of 45-minute episodes, because Link needs to be silent. He needs to be a silent protagonist. I don't want to hear Link talk other than yeah. And that would work better in a limited series. That way you could also have sections devoted to the Zora, to the Gorons, to the different sections of Hyrule and surrounding areas, instead of trying to cram it all into one 2.5 to 3 hour movie.
I just don't think it needs to be in a different form other than video games.
That's the other thing. I don't think it does either, but if it's going to, if it must be something other than a video game, I would have rather seen it as a limited series instead of
animated.
It can be done live action. I'm not worried about that as much. I am concerned that they're going to stunt cast it in the same way they did the Mario movie, which means
Tom Holland is
it's going to be Tom Holland or
is Link.
Timothée Chalamet. It's going to be a young ingenue as Link and Zelda, and it's going to be they're going to get on. Well, they can't get Anya Taylor-Joy as Zelda.
Hunter Schafer.
It's
going to
be Hunter.
Zelda.
Yeah. It's going to be someone. Yeah,
Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh,
Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown. Yes. That's an old Whitney Houston reference I just made. Anyway, let's talk about the Avengers stuff real quick.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to talk about.
There's not.
It was
They
a bunch of
had
empty chairs.
A lot of empty chairs, but they announced
27 cast members.
This movie is stacked to the gills.
This is
with
for
characters.
Avengers Doomsday, the first one with Doctor Doom. And it's supposedly a two-parter like Endgame.
Brilliantly cast to be
by RDJ,
Robert
Robert Downey Jr.
That was sarcasm. I think it sucks.
I hope you never see his face. I hope he is in the mask only, and they don't do something like he's an alternate multiverse version of Tony Stark. I think that would ruin the character.
Yeah.
I hope that this is my theory, and I'm going to stick with this until the movie comes out. My theory is he will be a Doombot wearing Tony Stark's face to mess with people, and then the end credit will be revealing the real Doom.
That's actually not a bad idea.
That
I do actually like that.
yeah. If it's fake, if it's fake that it's
Fake
RDJ,
Tony?
yeah.
Oh, Tony Stark, I thought you were dead. I was. Okay, so I'm going to run through the cast that they've announced real quick. We have Chris Hemsworth. We have Anthony Mackie, who
Captain America.
I came to, everybody, people know. I'm not going to say the character name because most people know who the characters are. I came to the realization that any publicity picture of Anthony Mackie just being Anthony Mackie has his smile looks like he is a child who has stolen one too many candies from his grandmother's candy dish. He does this. face. Look up any picture of
He
him on
does
like a
do-
red carpet.
He does do like
He
a
looks
weird
like he has
goofy
a,
face.
he
gotta
has,
do
he has
it.
a very silly secret that he's hiding.
You got to do it into the camera. There
There we go. All right, so Anthony Mackie. We have Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm. We have Paul Rudd, Florence Pugh, Wyatt Russell. Basically, the Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four.
Yep. The 2 new movies. 3 new movies.
I'm going to mispronounce his name. Teno Huerta, Submariner.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Namor.
Namor.
Man, having him and Sue Storm, I really hope they like lean into like the comic
They
weirdness.
just start smooching. She just starts smooching him. Simu Liu,
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, Sebastian Stan, Letitia Wright, who is Shuri.
Yep.
We have Eben Moss Bacharach, Ben Grimm, Kelsey Grammer. Oh, good lord. Kelsey Grammer's back as Hank McCoy as the Beast.
A bunch of Fox X-Men
But
characters.
he's all CG, and he looks like Beast from the comics, and that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I'm about it.
Lewis Pullman, the Sentry, who's also going to, spoiler, is going to be in Thunderbolts. That's who they're going after.
Oh, that's right. I did see something
is
about
Bob the secret sentry. We have Danny Ramirez, who is Falcon.
the new Falcon from Brave New World.
Joseph Quinn, Johnny Storm, David Harbour,
The Red Guardian.
Red Guardian, one of my favorite characters from the new crop of MCU movies.
I mean, he's Soviet Captain America, and he's a goofball.
And he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's great. Winston Duke, M'Baku.
Hey, he's one of my favorite supporting characters from the Black Panther.
Very
Yeah,
good.
he's cool.
Hannah John Common, Ghost.
Oh yeah, from that.
Is that Ant-Man?
That was Ant-Man 2. Ant-Man and the
Yeah.
Wasp.
Yeah, Ant-Man 2. Yep.
Yep.
The Wasp not on this list, I don't
Oh,
think.
my phone
No, I
just
didn't see her.
Which is weird
freaked out.
that they would have Ant-Man and not the Wasp.
They might. Well, no, she's retired from acting.
Oh, well, that's why she's not there.
She full on retired. I need to go back to this article because my phone freaked out for a second. I love cell phones.
It happens.
They're so great.
Oh, that's just the internet now. You
It
can't
is.
read an article without 3 ads popping
and
up.
this is like
then
a
the whole
good one.
thing
This is like
crashes.
Deadline I'm reading, and it's
You still need
freaks out.
you still need an ad blocker.
Yeah. Let me get back to where I was. Joseph Quinn. So I said that. David Harbour. Tom Hiddleston. Loki's back.
Yeah. Somehow he'll get pulled away from the divine timeline tree thing.
Yep. Patrick Stewart, probably for the last time being Professor X.
Yeah.
More than likely. Not because he's... I'm not saying because he's elderly, because I'm saying I think the X-Men Fox timeline is going to get obliterated by Doctor Doom, and that's how they're going to eventually merge all the timelines into one, and why they're going to recast everyone, because it's technically a different universe. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen
As old Magneto. Yeah.
Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler.
He's
oddly
coming back.
enough.
Yeah.
30 years later, he's
I
coming back.
guarantee he's going to be CGI because there's no way
He's
Alan
gonna do
Cumming
that
is gonna
makeup
put that
again.
makeup on again.
No.
Rebecca Romaine as Mystique.
Yep, the original Mystique's coming back.
Yeah.
Well, they could have went the Jennifer Lawrence route.
She's not going to do
No,
it
that's
again. James Marsden Cyclops.
The Sonic Man himself.
Yeah, the
Sonic's
Man-
dad.
Sonic's dad.
Hey,
Um,
have you seen the memes where it has like him and Sonic sitting on the boat and he's like pointing and he's like, and Jean Grey killed me right over there.
Yeah. We're going to have to tell somebody. It's Channing Tatum as Gambit.
You know what? That,
I'm so surprised that they're
I am.
carrying through
when I
with
saw-
that.
Because
When I-
everyone loved him in Deadpool.
well, when I first saw that, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, but I love it.
I wonder if he's gonna ham it up the same way as he did in Deadpool, or if they're gonna tone it down at all.
I friggin' hope so.
I hope it's the same.
We got Pedro Pascal.
Yep,
We
all the
have,
Fantastic Four characters
Robert
are-
Downey Jr.
We knew that one.
That's all this list has, unless my phone is freaked out again. I'm done looking at it.
They said that, this was a big announcement, but
This is a
there
big
is
un-
going to be more.
This
This
is a big
movie
un-
is going to be like 3 hours long.
And it's going to only tell half a story.
Exactly.
I'm so tired of 3-hour-long movies.
Movies should be an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's
Hour and a
right.
half, 2 hours maybe.
That is why I skipped a lot of movies like that have come out in the last few years because they were so long.
That's why I haven't watched the second Dune. I
Yeah.
haven't watched Wicked.
Remember
I
when
finally sat down and watched Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. That was a long movie. It was a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's
a great
great.
movie.
Yeah, it's a great
But it was a
Remember-
long movie.
Do you remember when Titanic came out and everyone complained about how long it was?
Yes.
And that they had to put
2 VHSs.
Yeah.
2 VHSs. We had the 2 VHSs, but I was going to say they had to put an intermission in for some showings because people didn't like that it was 3 hours long. And now that's like the standard. And,
It's getting rough.
well, it just means
Hey, remember when Lord of the Rings was the big long movie?
either tell a slightly smaller story, truncate thing, or get a good editor
Yeah.
and chop out the chaff. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
I love the new Daredevil show. I think it's great so far. But it's been 6 episodes, and he's just now put the suit on again and punched
That's
somebody.
not right. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be.
It's a great show, though.
Oh,
Don't
I'm
get
sure
me
it is.
wrong.
I'm sure it is.
It is one of the best they've done, I really think.
I would not be surprised if Charlie Cox ends up in Doomsday. I wouldn't be
I
surprised
mean,
if She-Hulk ends up.
I'm going to say he was in She-Hulk.
Anyone, I have a feeling anyone who
And,
has been
and No Way Home.
anyone who has been mentioned at any point at any time is going to be in this either one or both of the movies. I just hope Howard the Duck shows up again. I will yell.
Seth Green is
I will
Howard
yell
the Duck.
in the cinema
In the
cinema.
movie tavern.
In the movie tavern that doesn't exist anymore, I will yell very loudly, "Oh my God, it's Howard the Duck!"
That was
again. If that
you know what?
happens.
That's one of my favorite memories of us going out and watching MCU movies
That's
together.
right. Yep.
Us sitting there at our little tables.
I
with
was
our little
so excited.
Yeah, you were.
I never thought they would do anything with Howard the Duck again because the first movie ruined it. Although
I don't think it's that bad.
it's not that bad. That movie's cheesy fun. It's cheesy fun. It's stupid, but
Yeah.
it's cheesy fun.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like a comfort food. It's
So-
bad for you, but it's fun.
My brain equates a lot of the 70s through early 90s Marvel projects in the same universe. So like Dolph Lundgren Punisher, Howard the Duck the movie, the 70s live action Spider-Man show, the Lou Ferrigno Hulk,
The really crappy Captain America movies.
the Red Brown Captain America, those sort of things. The Doctor Strange made for TV
God.
movie.
Oh, that
With
was
Oh no, I was
with-
thinking Dr. Mordred, which sucks.
with Peter Hooten as Doctor Strange with his afro. My brain puts them all in the same universe. And if more than half those actors weren't passed away or retired, they would
Right.
probably put them in the movies.
yeah.
a Jeffrey Combs Doctor Strange should be incredible.
It should have been great.
But Dr. Mordred is terrible. It's a terrible movie.
I'll give you 2 reasons why it's bad. New Moon, the production company. It's Charles Band.
Oh, you mean
Full Moon.
Full Moon? Yeah, Full Moon features.
Full Moon. Let me try that again. I'll
Yeah.
give you 2 reasons why that movie was bad. Full Moon. You want a third one? Productions. It's Charles Band's thing where he did everything on the cheap. He was the Roger Corman that sucks.
Does everything out of Cleveland now.
That's true. So he's Ohio's own Charles Band.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's got a big house in Cleveland where they film everything.
All of
The-
his movies.
The Full Moon Manor.
Yeah. I did like the movie Mandroid, though.
I've never seen it.
He is a man who psychically put his brain inside a robot.
Oh, I
temporarily.
remember you've told me about
I've told
that
you about
before.
Mandroid. Mandroid is awful but fun.
I like the first Baby Oopsie.
Yeah.
It's the fun kind of schlock, and then they messed up on the sequels.
There's a fine line between fun schlock and bad schlock.
Look at you, Neil Breen.
The 2 sequels of Baby Oopsie that are actually one movie that he cut in half at 45 minutes.
The Toxic Avenger 2 and 3, that was one movie that Uncle Lloydie recorded too much for. Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Technically friend of the show,
Who
Lloyd
definitely
Kaufman.
remembers doing that interview, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Anyway, we have hit time, so let's go ahead and wrap things up for the week. You have been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
Comedic pause.
A burp pause.
You can find us on all our social medias. All those are at links.nerdoverload.com.
You can shoot us an email, staff@nerdoverload.com, with questions, comments, concerns. Does this mold look okay? You can also give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. The number's 412-345-1413. Leave us a message and we'll play it on the show.
That's right. Does this mole sound okay? You can also find all of our...
Help me.
Sorry, that just reminds me
That
of
was the mole.
the Susan Boyle from Futurama when it first came
the
back.
Susan Boyle. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
be
you're fine.
dismissive. I
You're
need
fine.
to move on.
I'm trying to do my type 5 over here.
I'm trying to do my stand-up comedy bit, talking about our things. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And finally, I'd like to thank Parker for helping us out, finding some news for the show, and David Pencil for our intro and outro. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Yes, that was the first tape. It is I, Dr. Spaniel Horowitz. I have no idea what any of that was or what any of it means, but we will have to study further to discover more about this strange culture. Also, I've got a different accent. I don't know what happened.
You sounded like the taxi driver from Deadpool.
Oh, yeah. Hey, do you know we're still streaming?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I actually pulled the mic away from my face, too. Yeah.
We always do this.
We always do this because we're in the habit of...
leaving.
recording the show, and then I shove you guys out of my house so I can start editing. No. Thank you for tuning in to the live stream. Next week, we have some fun stuff post-show. I think we're going to play some of the Netflix, or the Rift Track. The Rift Tracks, the digital game.
Thanks for chatting, spammer, in the chat.
We had one
some
spam
kind of
bot.
Russian spam bot in there.
Chances are they were trying to sell us views. Because when I streamed the other day, the only chat I had was they were trying to sell us views. And be sure to tune in Monday. I don't know when, probably around 9 or 10. I'm going to play a game. I haven't decided what yet. I have an idea, but I haven't decided what yet. But there's gonna be some laughs in theory. We're gonna play a video game. I'm gonna get my laundry done. It'll make sense on Monday. That'll make sense. But yeah, check us out. Why not? So YouTube and Twitch, we simulcast it. So
Do it.
That's it. Anything else you guys want to add before we sign off here?
No?
Anything inflammatory? Anything that we would get so canceled by saying?
No, I don't want to get canceled today.
No? Josh, you're thinking about it.
Oh, you've appeared to have an idea.